Hello YouTube, this is Hunter Surge of the Brawler Cafe bringing you another Bakugan news! Competitive focused. So, we've got not as much stuff to go over this time, so we shouldn't be 30 minutes, but let's get into it. First up, we do have a couple new releases because the weird mixed boxes have continued to pop up. So, I don't remember if we talked about the Darkest Enoch showing up in Gear Singles, seemingly replacing the Nilius. But that started happening. And now, there's no sign of anything else amiss in those Gear Single shipments. But now there have been more sightings of a different shipment of Gear Singles, which replaces Darkest Nilius with Darkest Enoch, and replaces Aquos Hydrus with Aquos Dragonoid. So let's talk about those two Bakugan real quick. Darkest Enoch is basically the power creep boy of Darkest. He raises the ceiling of the base stats you can expect from a Darkest Bakugan. It hits 1350B. With the magic shield it comes with, it's 704. Higher damage than we tend to see on most power creep boys this side of Kubo. So, you know, that's very notable. Aquos Dragonoid, not quite as notable. It's a 603 Magic Shield Flaming Fist, so basically just worse Kubo. This has a potential place as the third Bakugan in Mono Aquos, but it's competing with Aquos Centipod for that slot. So it's really going to come down to which gets the better Evo. Of course, only Aquos Drago is out right now, and Aquos Centipod is not out yet. So if you want to update Mono Aquos, then you just kind of have to go with Aquos Drago. For Ultra Single, Ventus Skeletor has now been spotted. We don't have any details on this. We already had the information on what comes with Ventus Skeletor, pretty sure. If we didn't, then I'll just have it updated on the card sheet relatively soon. I don't believe it's anything notable. This Bakugan isn't anything notable. But this is another of these weird shipments, it seems.
Very quick addendum here because this happened just as I finished recording and went to go edit. So apparently there have been a couple more Gear Single sightings, this time of Chaos Hydrus Ultra and Pyrus Core Ultra, the Gear Singles. So yeah, so we have those out in the wild too. The Bakugan Insider Twitter post did not at all specify what the other contents with it are, so we don't know if this is a mixed case, but I'm going to assume it is, because there's only 4 Gear Singles in this Wave 2 air quotes stuff, so you know. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. Back to the rest of it.
This might be just like their new plan when it comes to the boxes that they're shipping out. Like, instead of doing a hard shift every 6 weeks, they continue to send out shipments that are like marginally different. Like one Bakugan is changed to what it will be in Wave 2, and over the course of a certain amount of time, the shipment completely shifts over to the next wave. But it's a progression. I guess the idea here would be that by doing this, you encourage people to be hunting more regularly, and have more regular rewards for people to hunt. So yeah, I guess that's the idea there. We'll have to see how that goes. We also found out how many of the breakdown of starter sets within a shipment, starter packs within a shipment. So we have 3 of the Ventus Dragonoid Ultra one, which is like the worst one. Then we have 2 of the Chaos Strux Ultra one, which is nice because Chaos Strux Ultra 1 is good. Then we have 1 Aurelus Nilius, 1 Pyrus Hydrus, and 1 Pyrus Core. The one really annoying thing here is that the one that gets replaced for the diamond is Aurelus Nilius. So they replace one of the good ones instead of, you know, one of the 3 Ventus Drago Ultras, which is worthless. Oh God! At least when I don't remember most of the starter pack breakdowns, but I remember Wave 1 had like 3 Aquos Serpentines starter packs per shipment. but that was what was replaced with the diamond, and that pack is still the cheapest way to get Ventus Pegatrix, a really good Bakugan. There's nothing good in the Ventus Dragonoid Ultra pack. It's just a dumpster fire. So that's really, really unfortunate. In addition, the new limited edition sets have started being sent out to Baku Masters, with Kimbo opening his earlier today, I believe. So the contents this time are Red Translucent, new Dragonoid Ultra, same for Magma Blaster, foil cards for Drago's character card and Magma Blaster, and foil Bakucores for the ones that come with Gear Single Drago Ultra, I believe. Let me just double check that. So the cores that come with this one are the plus 300B Orange Shield and the plus 5 damage Flaming Fist. So the foil cores here are completely worthless, completely useless in any competitive play. So because the stats of everything in here are correct this time, compared to the normal versions that you would get outside of limited edition, they're legal. But the only thing of any worth here for vanity is the Drago Ultra itself and its foil character card, and that's still kind of up in the air. Magma Blaster is worthless in competitive play. Both the cores are complete garbage. What are we supposed to... It sucks. It sucks because the last limited edition, one had 2 actual Bakugan, had 4 Bakucores. 3 of those 4 Bakucores were good. Both of those Bakugan were good at the time of their release. Almost everything in there was playable competitively. Yet this is the one that wasn't legal. And now that we have one that's legal, it's practically worthless for vanning out any decks because nothing in here, 90% of you're not only getting less with this limited edition. So it doesn't mean much that hey, these are legal now because, well, you can't use these to, if you're showing off with them, cool, you have the worst deck. Unlike what we wanted before was, hey, I want to be able to use this really shiny 650B Magic Shield because we use 650B Magic Shield and it would be cool to have this shiny one. And the argument that people would always go to bat for Spin Master with was, oh, they're shiny, so you can tell the difference. But as we can see with the complete design change, that isn't a thing, and especially now that these ones have been confirmed legal by VK. So yeah, that's really frustrating. That's really frustrating. I might have considered keeping any limited editions I win if the foil stuff had been legal and good for competitive play. I might keep one for the shiny Dragonoid Ultra. But other than that, I'm just going to sell them as I've continued to do with stuff because, well, this stuff might look pretty nice, but it's not going to have a place in any deck I build ever, so what's the point? Yeah. Next up, we have, a week ago, someone on one of the Facebook groups said that Age of Aurelus packs had shown up in his LGS. And let me pull up the image. Here it is. So, Age of Aurelus packs in his LGS, which is Cards and Comics Connection in Conroe, Texas. So this is obviously not an LGS that was known to have any previous contact with Spin Master. It wasn't part of any pre-releases or anything. So this is rad. VK also answered earlier in around this time that hey, stores should be able to order individual card packs. Now, I informed the Upper Hand owner of this as soon as it happened, and he said he would try it out, and he hasn't said anything about that since. So, I'm preparing for the worst when it comes to that. So, really, really get your shit together, Spin Master, and stop saying stuff. God damn it, just get on the same page. Get on the same page. Oh my god. It's really frustrating. Next up, first Armored Alliance sighting in Canada. Gear singles were sighted in a Toys R Us in British Columbia, Canada. Have not heard of any spawnings in any other provinces thus far. And something I really want to say here is do not take this as indication that Canada has caught up on waves, because the gear singles are a product that does not have any previous waves. So entertaining the idea that an area has to go through the waves sequentially, the gear singles can just jump in immediately because they don't have any previous waves to go through. So like we might be catching up, but don't take this as any indication of anything, because it could just mean nothing. On that note, if 4 packs will fall into the same thing because they have a different UPC. Yeah. So yeah, don't get your hopes up too much. Don't take this as word of gospel that, oh, Canada's catching up, we're going to get core singles and ultra singles and everything recent soon. Also, like, it wouldn't be too great if that happened, because that means we'd be skipping some important Bakugan. Like, Pirates Kelly on Ultra in particular comes to mind. Like, skipping that entirely would not be great. So yeah. Then we've got, so while this has been around for a bit, actually, but I've been forgetting to talk about it until now. So while looking through images from the Invitational, Toolbox spotted a gear single of Pyrus Howlcore Ultra, which of course comes in one of the current 3 packs. So why this is important is that previously no Ultras have ever been reprinted. Like in Battle Planet, the only time any Ultra Bakugan got printed in a different product was Pyrus Dragonoid Ultra, the normal version. It got printed in its single, and then a couple waves later, it came out in a 3-pack. That's the only time it happened. It was just with Drago. So something I was hoping for is, since gear singles increase the amount of Ultra Bakugan products that are coming out, maybe now we'll get reprints of important Ultra Bakugan so that they become easier to obtain. Maybe good ones that are initially available in 3-packs or 4-packs or starter sets are then reprinted later in a gear single or something, so that they're easier to obtain, cheaper to obtain. Now, Pyrus Howlcore Ultra is obviously not a good Bakugan, but it is indication that, hey, maybe we can expect Ultra Bakugan to get more prints this time around. Then we have Baku-Gear cores ruling change. This is fun. So, at the Invitational, Fang Shaman was told that how the gear reduction cores work is that they only last for the turn that they're picked up. She was told this by Gary Arendt. And that they apply to all of your Bakugan. Any gear you would play on any of your Bakugan are applied from a single gear core being picked up. Now, months later, when you would think, you're preparing this stuff, you're working on this stuff years ahead of time, you would think you would be able to iron out how this stuff is going to work. Hello. Hi. Yes, I'm working on a video. I'm going on a tirade. Yes. So you would think you would be able to work this stuff out before you do the premiere event. But lo and behold, 2 months later, VK goes, oh, Justin Gary told me that this is how gear cores work, and how VK is saying that they work is that they apply as long as the core is attached, and only apply to the Bakugan that has picked up that core. So only if you play a gear to that Bakugan. Now I think this ruling is more intuitive, but please get your rules in order. Please stop changing stuff. Like, the idea that for the past couple months, since the Invitational happened, VK has refused to answer any ruling questions we might have about the entire card set that got revealed. Like, the only way I can personally read that is, oh, the rulings might not be completely worked out yet, so we're taking 2 months more to work out the rulings for this. You need to get your rulings in order. You need to have this. I've never heard of a card game that is like changing their rulings on cards after they've shown them off. Like, your rules should be ironclad. Any new mechanic you introduce, you should know how it's going to work before it is shown to anyone in the public. This stuff should not be happening. It's absurd. And it makes matters worse than that when the rule update fairly recently happened on the site, when the site went through its overhaul and the rules page got updated. For some reason, the complete rules got labeled as glossary, and the things that were obviously from an old version of the rulebook that had strike-through lines in them no longer have strike-through lines in them. We keep regressing on this rulebook, but VK said that we're apparently getting an updated rulebook soon. It should have been out like a month ago. Like, it's absurd. Like, really, we should have been getting an updated rulebook like around when the Invitational happened. At least give us some information on the rulings. At least don't change the rulings from what you told one of the Baku Masters. Like, oh my god, please get your rulings in order. You will be a laughingstock if you start up tournaments and have this sort of ruling change just happen out of the blue, like just completely changing how the game works. You need to get this stuff in order, please. For the love of God. Alright. Alright, so for the last thing, VK answered today someone asking about the other awesome one Bakugan, like Clupithion, Syndios, whatever, if they would be showing up still in the show, and if they would be showing up, if they would be getting new toys. VK said, you will be pleasantly surprised, so it doesn't really answer whether it's for the show or for the toys. For the show, it doesn't really mean much, though it means that there will be less whiplash, because I've been memeing for like, ever since I saw the finale, that, oh no, Winston has spent this whole final arc trying to get Lupithion back, and now Lupithion's just gonna disappear. So like, it'll stop that from happening if they still show up in the show. Like, it's one of those really vague VK answers that is really annoying, because it could mean that they're getting new toys later down the line, later on in Armored Alliance. But it could not mean that, so we won't really know until later on. So we'll see. We'll see, I guess. I would really enjoy getting a new Syndios toy, so that it has a chance of having a good character card / Evo set. But you know, we'll see what happens. If we get a new Syndios, it probably won't be the same cool mold that made me really want a good version in the first place, but whatever. Yeah, that's about it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed. I've got some special videos coming up next week, so look forward to those. With that said, this is Hunter Surge, signing off.